case you just tuned in, we are joined by Nicholas. He's from the Goliath group. My man.
Yeah.
If I just may say so myself, I'm a huge fan.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Man.
You featured actually on 3 popular Comedy Central TV specials, which are still air today. Yeah. Let's just talk about comedy in your family. How was it growing up? Obviously, it's like you must come from one of the funniest family in stand-up comedy. So how was it growing up like? What was the setup like at home?
So what you need to understand is my father has 5 brothers.
Yeah.
Right? And they've got this thing, man, where they tease everybody for everything. Like whatever your insecurities are in life, if you walk into a house where my father and his brothers are, and you have insecurities, God be with you.
Who did you grow up actually admiring as a comedian?
Okay, so my all-time favorite comedian has to be Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
One of the first comedy shows I remember watching on TV at the time was his Delirious and Raw tour.
Yes.
And it was just the most amazing thing. What I loved about it was that he was just telling everyday stories. He was just talking about how his mother used to treat them. You know, just standard things that we all relate to, that we all understand happens to all of us. So for me, he's definitely one of my favorites. And then I love anybody that can make an audience laugh.
And local guys?
Local guys, oh man, there's too many to mention. So just in terms of how I started comedy, the first guys I ever saw do live stand-up comedy was John Vlismus and Joey Rasdin.
Yes.
So those are my guys. Like they've always
the cousin.
The cousin I smirk, but his style is very different. So like he's super funny. I love what he does for an audience, but he's not my favorite. Like I love his performance. I love his face is so amazing.
It's like a meme every second.
Yeah, man. You know, I love that he can just do comedy with his face. He doesn't even need the words. It's unbelievable. So I've got much respect for him. But just in terms of my style, Joey Rasdin, John Vlismus, those are the guys that I absolutely love.
Well, we live in a country that's very diverse. Political landscape is always, it's every day is like a movie in South Africa. How do you keep being funny without feeling like you're stepping on people's toes, without feeling like, maybe that sounds a bit offensive, or are we too sensitive? Do we not laugh at ourselves enough?
You know, I find, so my style of comedy, like I say, because of my influence of Eddie Murphy, I find that I do a lot of my stuff. I don't do any political humor. I try to stay away from the race stuff. But what I do find these days, in terms of just audiences, is that I find, especially the younger student vibes, you know, like 1st to 3rd year students, I find that they are too woke. They're too woke for comedy. They just, like, you can't talk about anything. You can't joke about anything. I feel like they want to stand up for everything. So they suck the comedy. I was at a gig on Tuesday where I saw a fully woke audience where people were complaining about, you joke about women, you joke about black people, white people, colored people. Everybody had something to say about everything. Then I'm just like, the whole point of what we're doing is not to offend people. We go out to entertain you. We talk about things that we all see, that we can all relate to on a daily basis. And we just look at it from a humorous side. We're always just trying to find the funny in every situation. My thing is, what I do now is, especially as a host, if I'm hosting a gig, I find that it's very important, because comedy is also so new in our country as an industry. I find it so important to just let the audience know exactly what's going to be happening. Like I tell them, guys, we can talk about everything. We can talk about the sex, the drugs, the race, the religion, everything that's meant to offend you. We are going to talk about it. But understand that we are doing it from a lighter point of view. We're trying to entertain you. That's the whole purpose. Obviously, if we're offending you, you're not coming back, which then means we don't have work. So people need to understand that comedians are never there to offend you. We're always there to entertain you and just have fun. And I think what I find is, once an audience has a better understanding of exactly what comedy is and how it's going to work, I find that they relax a little bit more. They're a little bit more open to different stories, different points of view, which is exactly what we want. And it just makes an event so much better.
Goliath and Goliath is really, really growing. What is new on the cards for you guys?
Oh man, the most exciting thing. So we've got the club out in Melrose Arts, Goliath Comedy Club, the original. But in the next probably 6 weeks, so end of October, we're opening up our second spot, man. It's going to be in Braamfontein. Yes,
cheers, nice.
We're opening up in Braam. We are doing a New York style comedy club, so it's going to be a completely different experience to what you'd get in Melrose Arch. We're doing an 80-seater underground, it's in the basement, it's just going to be raw, hardcore comedy.